Hey, it's Joy. I've got big feelings about little things, and I want to talk about it. Oh, yeah, I'm mad about it. And the fact that everyone else is not up in arms about it is a big part of the problem. Oh, I bawled my eyes out, like I always do. It was the sweetest thing. Oh, it was the cutest thing. It was the funniest thing. Thanks for being here. Let's go. Hi. How are you? I hope you're well. I'm actually doing well, but I'm having one of those moments where you know something, but then when you have to actually live it, it feels like a little bit of a kick in the gut. Even though I know exactly what I'm going through. I know exactly what I'm feeling. I know these little things that are happening are causing me big feelings. I'm very familiar with them. If you were coming to me saying, "Here's what I'm going through," I would be like, "Dude, this is so normal." I'm not sure I would call you dude, but that's like where my head's at, is like, who knows what I would say. But I would definitely say that is absolutely normal. Nothing is wrong. This is actually very right. Lean into this. You're doing great. Keep going. This is so normal. And what I'm living is that thing where they say, I'm taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, or whatever the number of steps is, that you're making progress, but it's not all progress. There's some slipping, there's some sliding, there's some falling backward, which is all so normal in life, in data, in everything, in every transition that you have, in every change that you have, in every growth that you have. It's normal, right? It's not all. We love to think that growth is going to look like this and change, and our lives are going to start down here and constantly go up and forward, up and forward, up and forward. And it just almost never looks like that. It looks like all over the place, right? All over the place. As long as in general, we're heading up. But I'm just in one of those 2-step back periods. And my brain knows this is all fine. This is all part of it. But really specifically, I'm getting used to a new schedule, a new way of life, for lack of better term. I moved from like a hospital inpatient type world job to an office job. And as I had my list of, this is what this is going to mean. It's going to be harder for me to get my steps, and I'm not going to be quite as like physically tired at the end of the day, but I might have more eye strain from looking at my computer. That was me. Like, oh, I know all these changes that are going to come. I'm prepared. I'm mourning not being able to goof off with the kids anymore. I'm a pediatric nurse, so that's like a lot of what my job was, goofing off, telling stupid jokes that even the kids were like, this is so stupid. But it's a great distraction. Singing silly songs, making funny faces, goofing off. And I was like, I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss that. And cut to 6 months later, all that stuff is true, but to actually live in it and to try to figure out like, oh, yes, as much as I have a better schedule, I'm still struggling to get my workouts in. I thought it would be opposite. I thought I would have much easier time getting my workouts in. turns out either that's not the case, or I just haven't figured out how to get it into, like, put the puzzle pieces of my new calendar together. And instead of just, okay, I'm going to try to figure that out, it's like I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm like ruminating on it, but it's like I'm kind of lost in that, like, oh, I didn't see that coming. I didn't expect that. So I'm a little bit delayed in even getting, like, figuring out what I need to do to fix this. And as much as I said, man, I have a great circumstance where when I leave work at work and I don't have to worry about it. Everything's done. There's a little bow wrapped up on my part of work. I got my patient to the next safe place, and I finished my chart, and there's my little cute bow, and change my scrubs and go home. So my mind was 100% complete. Check, clock out, literally clock out. Have to swipe our card, clocked out. Now that's it. I don't have to worry about it. Someone else is taking care of things there. And now I don't have to worry about it. And I knew that I had that. I just didn't realize what a benefit it was. So now there's no clocking in and clocking out. And I have a lot of support to have a good work-life balance. I'm not up on emails at 9:00 at night. It's nothing like that. But mentally, to run that badge and clock out, I miss that. And having to figure out problems, make sure I keep up with my to-do list, make sure I'm not missing anything, making sure no one else is missing anything from me, and make it, like, those types of brain drains. Man, I have not had the kind of sensitivity to people with, I guess, regular jobs. I just haven't had the kind of sensitivity. I didn't realize what a drain that was, because I'm looking now and seeing, wow, even though I have a great schedule, there's a lot of, like, life things that I'm not keeping up with very well. And I used to work less days. I would work longer days, but worked less days. And so maybe there's some of that. Like, I never have a full day where it's just like, I don't have to worry about anything but myself. I certainly miss that. I love having a weekday off. There's a very big difference between not working on the weekends. I think a lot of office type jobs, you don't have to work on the weekends. And trust me, I wouldn't trade that. I had to work many weekends, not just in medicine. I had to work weekends when I worked at a hair salon. I had to work weekends when I worked at Bath and Body Works. I had to work weekends when I was waiting tables. So I'm very grateful to not work on the weekends. I'm very grateful to say, oh, the girls want to get together, put it on any Saturday. I'm here. I'm available. But there's something about, like, a weekday off when most everybody else is at work. You're not fighting with the Saturday crowd to go to the grocery store or Target pickup or whatever things you need to do. Making phone calls, making appointments, all that stuff is so much easier with the day off. But I didn't realize that focus of your personal to-do list, gotta do my taxes, gotta, pay the bills and schedule this and all that stuff, when you're pushing it to, like, the evenings or the weekends, It's those little things start to add up, and I'm just in that spot where that's just catching up with me. And I didn't know to expect that. And so now I'm feeling like, oh, wow, I'm just this like huge failure that cannot make my life function. I can't get my life together. Well, of course I can. I've gotten my life together a million times. I just need to figure out in this new circumstance how to do that. So this is going to be pretty brief today. It's probably not going to be very edited. I'm just going to say 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. You're still net 1 step forward. And I'd way more... See, this is probably something I would edit, but I'm not going to do that tonight. I would much more... I can't... Okay, third time's a charm. I would much rather take 3 steps forward and fall 2 steps back and learn what I learned in those 2 steps and make my 1 positive step forward than just stay in the same spot or just inch forward and hopefully get to a 1 step forward. It's all part of the dance. It's all part of the learning process. I just need to preach that to myself until I really believe it and really appreciate it. And of course, we must give ourselves and give each other grace as we're figuring this stuff out. We may not always, but we should. We have to. We should. We need to. I desperately need it. I know you need it too. So I'm going to practice what I preach. I'm going to model it. I'm going to, I'll look back if there's anything absolutely, utterly ridiculous. If I smiled once and I had a big piece of spinach in my teeth, I will cut that out. But otherwise, I'm going to say, thank you so much for being here. I'm struggling to get my head and my hands around like what I need to be doing. So I'm going to do the thing that they say when you're struggling in this way, which is do it imperfect so that it's done and so that you can move forward, right? Any step forward is better than not. If you wait and want to have to do everything perfectly immediately, you're never going to do it, and nothing will ever get done. So we're going to do it, maybe not perfectly, but we're going to do what we can do. We're going to say that's a wrap. We're going to cut, edit, post, and I'm going to go put away my laundry. I'm going to wash my face and I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to start again tomorrow. And I'm going to figure out a way. I was about to overpromise and underdeliver, but I'm going to figure out a way to get my workout in tomorrow. Instead of trying to fix 80 things at one time, I'm going to finish this day, call it a win, and start fresh tomorrow. And I have one goal to add. And I'll let you know next week. Or I may be, knowing me, something else may happen and I will be so distracted by some complete obsessive rabbit hole that I have to go down. That's another thing is like now that my space shuttle moon landing Artemis obsession is kind of complete. It's like I'm in a little depression hole. It's like, well, now what do I do? Oh, I have to go back to my regular life. Oh, okay. I guess that means I better record a podcast, wash my face, and figure out how to get a workout in. But here we are. I hope you're well. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great night. I hope you have a great day tomorrow, a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Love you.
Thanks for listening to Little Things, Big Feelings with Joy Delaney. I'm James, the producer, editor, director, and executive producer. Follow Joy on socials at Joy Delaney Cox on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Honestly, forget TikTok. I don't even know how to
You
use it
don't even
anyway.
know how to use it anyway.
James?
Follow Joy on social at Joy Delaney Cox on Instagram and Facebook. See you next week.